Hello friends, welcome back to the Soupier. So today a topic came up that was kind of interesting in a discussion, just talking about heat sources, and I'm aware that there are only four, there might be more. I know, you have some offshoots of diesel, yeah, no. You have some offshoots of how people heat with that are most likely usually not found in vehicles. Things like geothermal. I have yet to see a vehicle with a geothermal setup on it. Hey, if you guys do have one, please share. That sounds amazing. But off the wall things like that, or like I don't think they have natural gas heaters, from what I understand. Usually, heaters are separated into four categories for at least me, so I can know the different ones. You've got electrical, you've got propane, you've got wood, and you've got diesel. Diesel heaters are kind of neat. I don't know how they work or how they're set up. I know you can get them on eBay for about $150 for a cheaper one. I don't know how the electrical run is run on that. I know they require an outside diesel tank, and the people that have them actually really like them. I don't know if that would be my cup of tea. I'm worried about fumes from diesel and stuff like that, and running lines and all that good jazz. Again, to each their own. If you heat with that, that's great. It sounds great. Where I'm camping, I don't camp where it gets extremely cold typically, so I have just a 100-watt little space heater. I am looking for other things. It's actually a nail heater for warming nails, for getting your nails done. I didn't know that until somebody pointed it out on my YouTube channel. I thought that was pretty cool. And I plug that into my solar generator, and that solar generator is powered by a solar panel, or it charges from my DC outlet. But it's always plugged into the solar generator. I don't have an AC outlet or anything like that. And I was thinking about doing some colder weather camping, but unfortunately I get cold pretty easily, so usually I like to camp where the weather's a little bit more warm. Again, for some of my full-time camp van lifers, share your experiences below. Now, we talked a little bit about diesel, we talked a little bit about electrical. Let's dive into electrical further. I know there's many different ways you can heat with electrical. When I had my travel trailers, I was always using shore power, so I was plugging in all the time. So having I had mine was a 16-foot travel trailer, and I think the inside, it was probably like 8 feet by 13 feet, I think total, maybe the total size of it. And we had propane, and I never used propane inside. I just didn't feel that safe with propane. I always had issues with it one way or another. There was a lot of parts there, and I don't exactly know how all that works. I get the basic concept. So when it came to heating, I always relied on a space heater or a panel. They have panels. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's called like a panel heater, and you put it like an inch or a half inch away from the wall, and you could turn it on and off. It's pretty neat, and those are kind of interesting. I had one of those in there, and it did the job really well. And I can't remember how many watts it was. And there is a calculation out there, if I am not mistaken, for watts versus square footage on how many BTU, or how many, I found the conversion somewhere, and I'll have to Google it again, but if you're heating with a space heater, there's how many watts versus how many square feet that you have, and I did the conversion with my 100-watt space heater, and it's pretty underpowered. You could run probably 3 of those to actually heat it up and make it better. So I am looking for a different space heater. Like I said, that does help, but it takes the edge off. Let's talk about wood. Or actually, we're going to bounce back to propane because we touched on it with my travel trailer. So propane is kind of interesting. I'm a little bit weary of anything with fumes, or anything with a gas leak, or if you're gonna run one, make sure you guys do. You should have a carbon monoxide carbon monoxide detector in your car anyway. But you should also have some sort of a fire extinguisher just for safety. And use common sense when you guys are installing these things. I've seen some pretty interesting setups. So yeah, propane. I have seen people use those before. I had one in my travel trailer. The Mr. Buddy heater looks actually pretty awesome. It looks very simple, which I'm all about that. You can get them on eBay for fairly cheap. I was checking them out. They've got them for like under $70. So that's kind of neat. I don't know how long they last with whatever bottle. Again, use them at your own discretion. So, I don't know if I'd put a 5-pound propane tank in my, or 5-gallon propane tank inside my car. I don't know if that's, whatever you guys want to do, that sounds great, but I just feel the safest with electric. But again, electric is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes because they do use a lot of power. So, again, it's all personal preference. Maybe you can bring it up to heat. I thought about getting a Mr. Buddy heater, putting it in my van, bringing it from like really cold up to, where it should be, and then switching on my space heater. That would probably keep it fairly warm inside the vehicle. It would last longer. The space heater tends to keep, it's like a maintainer, which is kind of a nice. It will keep things at a constant level. It seems to work pretty good, but again, I haven't camped in any colder weather. I think it got down to about 48 degrees one night, and I mean, in my sleeping bag, I was perfectly comfortable. And I did run my space heater. Again, I do need a bigger solar generator. Pecron's coming out with some really cool stuff. I don't know if I'll go back with Pecron or not. Their customer service I didn't really care for too much. So, anyway, the last one, wood heaters. Like having a wood stove in your vehicle. I don't have any familiarity with those. Believe it or not, I had a friend with one on his sailboat, and I'm pretty sure it had a wood heater inside his sailboat, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. But I have seen them in houses and homes and stuff like that. Again, that might be a really efficient way to heat. Make sure you do have a fire extinguisher, though. Those things can throw sparks with any kind of heat, of course. And make sure you guys have them far enough away from everything to where it is safe as well. Bouncing down the road, you don't want something to come loose, and you don't want to bother other people that are trying to camp with your exhausting smoke from your campfire inside, or your wood stove inside your van. So, yeah, but that's a couple of basic ones. Which one do I like the most? Again, I just prefer electric, but I think it really depends on who's heating what and what you're trying to do, where your location is. So yeah, I hope this helps. Definitely take all the safety precautions into play when you guys are installing anything like that, or you guys are thinking about putting those in your vehicles. Yeah, so if you guys have any other ideas, let me know. I'm just simply charging my E600 solar generator off of a solar panel, 100-watt bifacial Bouge RV solar panel on top of my roof. It's nothing special. Again, I'll probably go bigger so I can run a little bit bigger of a space heater, but that's in the future. Let me know what you guys have for setups. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. You guys are amazing. And stay in tune. I'm planning on pushing out a couple more videos here soon about just simple things going on. So yeah, thanks again.